Hello and welcome everybody. So I'm super excited as always, but especially so today because I will be giving you my first impressions on the brand of Les Abstraits. So Les Abstraits is a brand that was created by a Canadian YouTuber and perfume enthusiast called Eugene, or his channel is called You Smells Good. And in 2022, or maybe before that even, he decided he wanted to start creating his own fragrances. For that, he contacted Antoine Lee and the Atelier Français des Matières. So these are the people behind Les Indémodables, and they also make the scents for this German brand with the irises, Donna and Fleming. And they came up with 4 fragrances since then. The first 2 released in 2022, La Douleur Exquise, the exquisite pain, Belle Ame, the beautiful soul. And then in 2023, they released, this is the newest one, the Cendres. And then just this year, recently, he released Philosopher's Walk in November. And yeah, I ordered these samples directly from him, from Eugene, on his website. And they arrived actually a couple days ago. So it's been very, very tough not to already smell them. But I've held off because I wanted to give them my full attention, and I also wanted to share my first impressions with all of you. So I want to get right into smelling Belle Ame, beautiful soul, and see what this is about. Antoine Lee, of course, is a very talented perfumer. He's done great work for État de Libre d'Orange, and also, of course, Les Indémodables, Eris perfumes. He's now even doing some for zoologists. And before that, he's done stuff for designers such as Armani. And he's quite talented just. So I love his work usually. And I also love the materials of the Atelier Français des Matières. I've got Belle Ame on strip. Let's get right into my first impressions. Okay, immediately what I'm getting here is powderiness, dryness, a little bit of sweetness, and it's very woody and spicy as well. This is really, really awesome. Wow. So to be honest, I had high expectations for this brand because it came recommended to me. But of course, high expectations obviously could lead to a lot of disappointment. So let's see what this does again. So it's very clearly iris. There's something chocolatey about it, and it has this very woody, dry powderiness. The iris is high quality. It's got slightly buttery nuances. It's a little bit old school. It reminds me just a teeny tiny bit of Iris Poudre by Frédéric Malle. Not just the quality of the scent, not the actual structure or the notes. Yeah, this is very fine. This is like a very fine texture. It has these slightly waxy notes, some slight floral notes. I don't know if there's some other florals in here. It's got a bit of like freshness, but I also get some old school florals. So I'm just thinking of these brands such as Chanel and Frédéric Malle. And I want to say this has a little bit of that. It feels like a little bit like clove spice. It's getting a little bit smoother. I think there's some vanilla maybe in here, or tonka. Maybe something woody as well. Could be some cedar or some vetiver. Let's have a look at the official notes. So Belle Ame 2022, it says it has Moroccan iris root or orris butter. It has iris again. Then it has Madagascan ginger, Trinidad cocoa, incense, cardamom, sandalwood, musk, vanilla, and Venezuelan tonka bean. Yeah, the cocoa. Now that I read cocoa, it is very very much pronounced. But this is a beautiful cocoa. I think cocoa can sometimes go bad on me. Like I have some cocoa scents that I really like, and some that I really really do not like. So one that I really like is Serge Lutens Santal Majuscule or even a Cran de Fumée. Both of those have a very nice cocoa note. And some that I don't like is, for example, Tower Héros or even the cocoa note in Histoire de Parfum en Sansois. So it's kind of split, but this one here is very well done. And it links up with the cardamom and it does give a slight coffee nuance with the iris as well, because iris has this sort of vegetable-y thing, this rooty, earthy thing that I also associate with coffee. So it's a little bit of a coffee feel, and I can tell that the base is really creamy and warm. And the musks here are very nicely done. They don't do this laundry clean musk. It's a little bit of sensualness going on, but without going dirty. All right, successful first one. Let's go right on to La Douleur Exquise. So the exquisite pain, which is quite a poetic name. I think many of these have this very poetic feeling about them. Yeah, what could be an exquisite pain? What about pain is exquisite? Let's see if I can tell by the scent. Of course, pain is a very strong emotion. It's a very memorable thing if it's a really deep pain. And yeah, I don't. Most people don't like pain, or generally speaking, but there's different kinds of pain. All right, what is this? Oh, so this is a rose, but I want to say there's maybe something like an ambergris aldehyde, like something mineralic, sparkly, something spicy. This reminds me of Guerlain Encens Mythique. So again, when I'm doing these comparisons, unless I specifically say so, it's just a reference point for myself. I'm not saying that these smell really similar, right? Not even in the slightest. But I'm just saying like, oh, this is like, I get nuances of that. So yeah, it has a little bit of that salty ambergris mineralic thing. And it has a little bit of that, a slight fruity nuance. But then there's a very fresh rose. It's like a green rose. It's stemmy. It has minty facets. It has citrusy facets. And there's a bit of that slightly, again, this is not a super clean scent, right? It's not dirty either, but it's not, I like to say it's not sanitized. Yeah, but the rose, I wonder if this is the same rose that is in Rose de Jamal by Les Indémonables, because it has these minty facets that I also get from that one. And there's probably some geranium here as well. This mintiness, I want to say, is maybe also some geranium. Man, this is beautiful. All right, the official notes are Bulgarian rose, absolutely. So that's not the same rose. All right, Turkish rose, absolutely. Those are not the Moroccan rose. All right, it's not Rose de Jamal. It has iris pallida in it. It has incense in it. It has cloves, cumin, saffron. It has castoreum. It has atlas cedar, myrrh, opoponix, patchouli, and Spanish labdanum. So there's some ambery notes in here. They're not immediately recognizable in the top. I wonder if I'm definitely getting the cumin and the castoreum, I think. There's a slight bit of leatheriness with the saffron as well. So saffron, castoreum, patchouli, even, they can all have this, even labdanum, they have this slightly leathery feel. But it's not, so the castoreum here is nicely judged. I don't think, if you dislike animalics, this not necessarily has to be something that you don't enjoy. It's very interesting. And the patchouli earthiness is coming through now. It links up with, so the mineralic stuff that I was smelling is probably the frankincense in the top. So there's no ambergris in here. Maybe some ambergris-like materials, but no ambergris. But the frankincense definitely has this mineralic and even like slightly effervescent thing going on here. I wonder how the dried on is on this one. I'm really, really curious how the dried on is. All right, let's go on to the third of the four scents, which is the Cendres, so from ashes. So like like a phoenix rising from ashes. So when I reap ashes, of course, what am I expecting? Something smoky. Let's see if I'm gonna get something smoky. I even left the tape on all of these samples, so they were still taped shut. I have to take it off. Let's do my 2 sprays on blotter and see what this Cendres from Ashes is about. Oh, okay, totally different. Totally different. This is green and aromatic. Very, very green. And there is some birch tarry smokiness going on as well, I want to say. Oh, nice. This has a camphoraceous, like and a coniferous thing, like pine needles, like even spruce, birch tar, maybe some galbanum, maybe some mint, loads of aromatics. It has a freshness as well. This is not just smoky darkness. There's something fresh about it. And even something slightly tea-like. So somehow has a very calming effect on me. This is like therapeutic almost, this scent. But it still smells perfumey, so this is not just a room scent. And it's not overpowering. It's getting more smoky now. The freshness is starting to fade and giving away to some more smokiness. But it's not overpowering. This is not a heavy scent. Even if you think about smoky birch tar, this is not heavy. It's got earthiness as well in here. It's slightly leathery. Yeah, it's just like this black leather boot type of thing going on. Maybe even a leather jacket that somebody went to a club or a bar and people smoked in there. It's a little bit of that. All right, what are the official notes for this Cendres from Ashes in 2023? It has galbanum, it has birch tar, it has Swiss pine tar, if I'm reading this correctly. Aniseed, clove, leather, Moroccan mint, okay, mintiness, Indian tuberose. Nicely done. It's not overly tuberosy. Violet leaf, all right, yeah, that links up with the leather and these slightly ozonic freshness notes. Haitian vetiver, Indonesian patchouli, so that's probably the good patchouli from Atelier Français des Matières. Oak moss and African hyrax. This even has some animalics in here. They're so awesomely implemented. So this is, if the hyrax in here is, don't even be worried about it. If you don't like hyrax, it's more about the leather that, you know, you need to like leatheriness, and it has a little bit of that vintage oak mossy feel. For sure. This is maybe, I don't know if I would say this, but this maybe smells like the most vintage. So the top notes have a little bit of that, with the galbanum have a little bit of that Frédéric Malle French lover thing, but then it fades really quickly. And the birch tar comes in, and the mint and the violet leaves give this lift and this freshness. It's always something that I associate with like fresh mountain air. If I get this mint and violet leaf combination, it's like you're on a mountain and it's cold, but you're still in the in the vegetal zone, like you're still below the tree line. And that kind of air that comes over the mountain, that's the sort of thing that I associate with these notes and with the smell. And tuberose here really provides a little bit of smoothness, a little bit of like a fleshy thing, but it's not overly tuberosy. There's no like coconut thing going on here. It's not the main player. This is a very, very interesting one. And there's no sweetness in this almost. It has almost no sweetness, even the tuberose. The other ones all have a little bit of sweetness, but the Cendres is really about the vegetal notes. It's about bitterness. It's about spice and leather, and dry leather even. Yeah. It's not particularly oily. Okay, the last one, the newest one, Philosopher's Walk. So the only one with an English name. It just released in 2025. And yeah, I heard that this is supposed to be a little bit like a fougere type of thing. So curious about that. Let's see if I'm getting some lavender. Oh, oh, this is clean. It's very clean and very floral. This is subtle and it has like slight powderiness about it as well. Maybe a touch of something ambretti. It's giving like it's just a hint of that pear quality. Yeah, it's very floral. So the lavender here is not an overly minty lavender. There's some white florals in here as well, for sure. Maybe that's giving me the little bit of a pear note. Musky. This texture is super interesting. Because I want to say there's also some tonka in here, sweetening it up and giving a little bit of creaminess. But this reminds me of... Maybe there's some aldehydes in here as well. Maybe that's also the fruitiness. Honestly, this reminds me a little bit of... There's some spice in here as well. A little bit of lighter Serge Lutens. So I don't know, that's the association that I'm getting here. This is very nice as well. Ooh, this is interesting. I wonder what white florals in here. I'm gonna have to look at the notes now. Okay, so the official notes. Oh, by the way, actually, this is the graphic that came out with Philosopher's Walk. It's very trippy. There's an all-seeing eye or something. There's some birds. There's a moon and a sun. And a walk, a path between some maybe autumnal trees. And yeah, so these are the notes. So there's some bergamot, there's some lemon, there's some neroli, orange blossom. Okay, yeah, for sure, neroli and orange blossom. Huge. Bay rose, cardamom, clove, cinnamon, ceylon, artemisia, juniper. Oh yeah, juniper. Beautiful juniper. It's very fresh. Geranium, Morocco, clary sage, absolute, carnation, violet, lavender en Provence, cedar moss, absolute, Morocco, vetiver haïchi. It's probably going to come out later more. Patchouli, lots of patchouli. Costus, musk, benzoin, tonka bean, and vanilla. The more I smell it, the more I like it. There's a little bit of a green thing going on here too, the artemisia and all of that. It smells very natural. Even though I'm getting quite a bit of musks, it smells natural. The neroli and the orange blossom. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The florals in here are absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. All right, I'm gonna recap them. I'm gonna smell all of them again. And then maybe we can talk about my conclusions. So Belle Ame. It's still very much iris and cocoa and tonka bean and vanilla. It's just, this is one of those cozy scents. This is a little bit like Iris Trousseau in the sense that it envelops you. It has this like a cozy sweater type of feeling. But the cocoa is absolutely amazing, and the powderiness of the cocoa and the powderiness of the iris link together, and then the buttery notes of the iris and the creamy notes of the tonka and vanilla and the cocoa linked together. But it still doesn't smell like... This smells a lot less chocolatey than Iris Trousseau or even Dior Montans, I would say. It has something fresher. It's a little bit of a freshness that keeps going. It's very... I would say this is surprisingly... This is like a warming sweater, but doesn't smell overly warm. I think the iris in here is quite cold. Maybe just the iris part. Okay, so then the next one was La Douleur Exquise. Oh, the rose. Oh my god. The rose and incense in here. And the patchouli. Maybe it's because I like rose, but this is just... This is instantly love. Wow, wow, wow. La Douleur Exquise is beautiful. If you like rose, if you like a little bit of slightly dirty thing, but not overly so, it's very elegant, then you need to try this one. Just incredible. Des Cendres. Yeah, the vinyl leaf is surprisingly still going. The smokiness is just perfect. it stops right before going into barbecue territory for me. It's just slightly before that. And then these fresh green notes just dampen the smokiness and has this classic forest on fire or forest after fire and a rainstorm type of smell. So maybe the story of this is just like that. So sometimes some forests have to burn down, right? So what happens is a fire starts, maybe through lightning or whatever, and the forest starts burning, and all of these plants get destroyed, all of these trees get destroyed, everything burns down, there's ash everywhere, it smells just charred, and it's all black. But then this char, this carbon seeps into the ground, and there's more light hitting now the forest floor, and this gives opportunity for all of these new plants to start growing again. Even some plants they have a sort of seed that needs to be heated up by fire to crack open and to allow the seeds to grow. So this is the story that this Cendres is for me. It is the fact that sometimes stuff in nature has to burn for it to grow again and for life to spring out again. That's the sort of story. It's very evocative. And Philosopher's Walk, now this is so fresh. This is actually super, super fresh. It wasn't apparent on first impression because it doesn't hit you. It's not like Frederic Malle Acne Studios, where it just hits you with a bomb of aldehydes that just almost singe your nose hairs, right? They go deep inside of your nasal passages, hit your brain, and it's like this effect. This is not as visceral. This is more soft. But the more I smell it, the more this beautiful veil of fresh florals hit my nose. And if you like florals, this is the one for you. If you like, if unless you like rose, right, then La Douleur Exquise. But if you just like florals in general, Philosopher's Walk, that's the one. And I said it had like a fougere idea, like something barbershoppy, but really this is perfectly unisex. This is neither overly masculine nor overly feminine, even though there's lots of florals in here. The sweetness is perfect. It is sweet, but it's not cloying, it's light, it's very, very airy. So if somebody told me that this had a good amount of helion in it, I would believe it. But it still smells natural. Anthony did a great job here. So yeah, this freshness, the stuff, this all of those, yeah, patchouli notes, because this is a clean patchouli, with the clary sage and the clove and the carnation and the geranium and the neroli and the orange blossom, they make this so fresh and uplifting. This might be, so I think there's a slight melancholic quality about this brand, and maybe it makes sense because of the names, right? The exquisite pain, a beautiful soul, even the sound from ashes. There's something a little bit melancholic about those names, those ideas. But Philosopher's Walk, this somehow is something uplifting. This is something that you wear to cheer you up, I would say. Not that you have to be sad to wear this at all, but I would certainly think that this would cheer me up. And there's something really subtle about it. I said it before, but this is not something that you immediately understand. Because maybe when you first smell it, you would think, oh, well, this is just like a clean, it's like something soapy, and that's it. But then you start discovering all of these nuances, and it's a mistake that we can often make, especially with something soapy, where the first association that you have with this is clean soap, maybe washing your hands or maybe taking a shower. But then you start to unpack what even creates the soapiness. So soapiness can be all kinds of different things. It can be aldehydes, it can be florals, it can be musks, it can be aromatics, right? All of these could convey a sort of soapiness, but even that is like just a layer above when you get into each specific of the ingredients, right? And this is soapy, but it's still a perfume. And it's classic but modern. And that's the type of perfumes that I love the most. Okay. Yeah. In general, I'm impressed. Some of these definitely weren't as I expected. And I will obviously wear all of these on skin. So this is the samples that he sends you are 2 ml samples. These look handmade. These look like he makes them himself. So if he does that, props. I know that making samples is a lot of work, and I appreciate it if he does all of these himself. And yeah, it's something very personal about it, because these are not like those like factory produced samples. These have something. Yeah, you get to realize that this is a small brand. This is something that somebody is very much personally involved in. Even though Antoine Lee created these scents as a perfumer, I think Eugene, or You Smells Good, definitely gave a lot of input in how he wants them to feel. So, yeah, if you like iris, it's Belle Ame. If you like rose and something slightly mineralic and dirty, then La Douleur Exquise. If you like smoky leather, but with lots of aromatics and greenness, then it's the Cendres. And if you like soapiness, but want some substance and some elegance, then it's Philosopher's Walk. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that was enjoyable for you. I hope this was helpful for those that have not heard of this brand. Let me know what you think in the comments. And until next time, I hope you have a great day and you stay healthy. Take care. Bye-bye.